This hydro scheme is one of a number we've got in the National Park. One of the areas that we are required to support government on is on delivering their targets for renewable energy generation, but also climate change. Of our assets, we have a topography and a river network, which provides really a great opportunity to actually generate some electricity in a very sustainable way.
The estate wanted to bring forward a renewable energy scheme as a diversification from traditional estate activities such as farming. We decided to invest in a hydro scheme because we're in an area with a very high rainfall resource. We had considered wind and had a number of approaches for wind, but the owners felt that it was inappropriate in terms of landscape.
The area in which the Keltie hydro scheme is situated is in a particularly beautiful part of Scotland, and both the National Park and the private owner were really keen that the environmental impact was kept to the minimum.
The role I played in the scheme was really to pull together the landscape and ecology issues. So what we were concerned about here was the open landscape, to make sure that the man-made element did integrate properly, and also to ensure that we didn't have our geological SSSI, our Site of Special Scientific Interest, affected in any way.
Partnership working at an early stage meant that the process was much smoother. The partners involved in the project were the planning authority, our consulting engineer, the estate, and that involved both our farming and our deer management side as well, and also the main contractor, TSL Construction.
This project, of all of the projects I've been involved with, benefited extremely well from partnership working with the National Park, who we had to speak to pre-planning, and the estate, and all the ecological, fisheries, archaeological, landscape consultants were all taken on board. And during the works, they were being consulted continually, and the National Park were being reported to by all of these experts to ensure that we monitored the project and delivered the best project we possibly could.
It's quite unique in the sense that it's used an existing track, it's used existing historic Scottish water dam.
Originally there was another hydro scheme here, albeit not run-of-river, and Scottish Water had a pipeline already in place, so the contractors were actually able to use that.
So the innovative feature of this scheme is that when it's not generating, the water from the secondary intake will backfill into the reservoir here. So unlike normal run-of-river schemes, where when the generator switches off, in this one the water from the secondary intake will start to accumulate slowly in the reservoir.
This project has contributed to important climate change targets in that it hasn't cut through deep peat, therefore it hasn't released carbon. There's also been a lot of local input from an employment point of view.
The powerhouse is a particularly large structure because it's a large turbine. It's almost cathedral-like in appearance inside, and it was decided to use a local building contractor who's worked for the estate for several generations, who's very good at natural stonework, to build the stonework, and a local slater also who's worked for the estate for several generations slated the roof.
For technical reasons, the powerhouse is quite a significant structure, so the siting of it within the landscape was very important.
The materials that were used for the powerhouse are predominantly recycled. What you've got here is stone from a previous development, and I think it fits in very well with the agricultural buildings that we have around the site, and also with the old valve house from a previous hydro scheme. This area is of particular note for black grouse, and we've been working with the estate to try and improve that habitat. So a real bonus for us was being able to advise on suitable species to use around the powerhouse so that we can improve the black grouse habitat. So we've got a real good gain there.
With the National Park being a popular area for people to go walking amongst many other recreational activities, this one presented an opportunity to not only support a landowner to generate some income from the electricity, but also to improve access. We've had a bridge that had washed out put back in.
We recovered shingle and sand and gravel from the reservoir to use on the make-up for roads. If you look at the site today, all the roads have been reinstated. There's very limited view of actual construction work having taken place. It's been very well landscaped and very well hidden.
You know, for me, it's a scheme that I'm absolutely proud of. But I know the state themselves, they're very proud of it as well, and I've seen positive feedback from hill walkers, which is great.